Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Alonso's here, Matt is here, Christy is here, and Tina is dropping this weekend on HBO and HBO Max.
It is. We don't need another hero. We just need Tina Turner, who is still a complete badass at age 81.
Yep.
And this is a documentary about her life and career. And it's directed by Daniel Lindsay and TJ Martin. They were Academy Award winners for a film that came out about 10 years ago called Undefeated. They also did the documentary LA 92 about Los Angeles during the riots. And here they turn their camera on Tina Turner and they look back at her beginnings and her relationship with Ike Turner and how abusive that was and how she escaped him and how she took that name that he gave her and built her own identity and her own empire. And it is a celebration. It is an unabashed celebration. This is not a warts and all look at Tina Turner. She refers to herself in the third person, and she should. Because she's just a goddess and an icon. But it's about her her music and her reinvention and her longevity and the fact that she set out to do what she wanted to do and how she said, I don't want to be playing, after she left Ike, I don't want to be playing cabaret shows in Las Vegas forever. I want to fill stadiums. I want to fill stadiums like the Rolling Stones do, like rock bands do. And then you see that she has done it. She has done exactly that. And then eventually done that on stage with Mick Jagger, like at Live Aid. So it's a lot of footage, it's a lot of interviews. And you see that she is happy now, which is quite lovely after so much suffering. But it's interesting too, because you learn that at age 81, she could still be brought to tears at the memory of her mom being so emotionally distant and how she never felt loved, not by her mom, not by Ike. That was not love. Not by any man she'd ever had a relationship with until the man that she is now married to. He is a German producer, film and music producer, I want to say.
Yeah, Erwin Bach.
And they've been together for like decades at this point. They've been married for like 15 years and he loves her for her and they're happy together, and like to see her happy at the end of this like 2-hour journey with her is quite moving. But it's lovely. She's awesome.
I'm glad you call it a celebration, because Dave and I were actually talking about how like there needs to be a term within the field of documentary for this kind of movie, because
not hagiography.
It's not exactly a hagiography, but I mean, it definitely is. It is the when the subject has A, the power to get the movie made at all, B, control over like the song rights and the stuff that you would need to make the movie in a way that is going to be as full and as complete as you want. That also means that the subject gets to have the last word. Like they even come out and say at the end of this movie that like the Broadway musical, the sort of jukebox musical about her life, and this documentary are sort of like her final victory lap. And like she's just going to go and live in her castle in Switzerland forever, and be out of the public eye and perfectly happy about it. And she's earned that, absolutely. Like, but movies like this are so much like, I'm burying the bodies now. I'm gonna get my last word and tell you, like this person was awesome and this person sucked, and this is gonna be the movie. And that's what this movie is. But it's like it's a hell of a story. It's a hell of a yarn. And it is also, what I thought really interesting was how it goes into this notion of how much we turn trauma into this spectacle that we have to go to over and over again. Like she does this memoir with Kurt Loder just so she can stop talking to interviewers about fucking Ike Turner and how shitty he was to her and what he put her through and how hard it was to get out of that marriage and all the other stuff. And they still keep asking about it afterwards. Like the book comes out, the movie comes out, they still want to bring up Ike. And it's like, could we not? Like, could I not have to dredge this up again and like think about it again and actively relive and so I love that. I love the fact that she very frankly says like, I had to keep going back to this thing and my brain was like, oh, we're going to look at this again, because that's what the fucking media demands. And it's just so gross.
I was shocked at how emotional this movie made me in a lot of places. The scene where there's the interview with her mom, like, what are you most proud of? And how does she do this stuff? And you just watch her mom like, she doesn't know. She has no idea.
She has no idea
right?
what her emotions are like. Yeah.
Right. Zero idea. The scene where she gets asked, like, it's a late 80s interview and somebody asks her about Ike and she's like, all right, I need 2 seconds. And you see her, she breaks out into sweat. She's like, I need my fan. And like, it's all she can do to keep it together. Right. Because that scene more than anything else shows how that trauma comes right back to her. And it'd be like if every time John McCain sat down for an interview, people asked him about like, so what did the Vietnamese do to you when you were prisoner of war? It's right.
Comparable level of PTSD there.
Right. And one of the things the movie does very well is it shows you how she's somewhat trapped by that narrative. And as much as she takes all this effort to get out of it, it's still there for so long. And yet she serves as such an inspiration and gave people set such an example of somebody who could leave that type of relationship that so like countless people have said to her. And the great scene with Angela Bassett, it's like, I'm getting some of that glory just by proxy, just by playing her. Yeah. People come up to me and say, you helped me leave so-and-so. And I found that fascinating. And again, like a little bit, you do start to realize that, the press that are asking these questions, like up until then, nobody had any idea. Like Tina was the first person to really go public with that kind of thing, right? Like you really hadn't heard about that before.
As a celebrity anyway.
As a celebrity, right? And so I think in a lot of cases, you have a lot of people in the press not even understanding like, okay, we need to put that behind us. Like, she gets asked on the press tour for Thunderdome, like, I just got popped for cocaine possession. What do you think about that? Like
I don't give a shit.
Right. And yet she stays so classy, right? She stays above it all. And it was just like, this was fascinating. And I found myself, at certain times, like one of the great things that happens, not only do they talk to Loder, they play these tapes of the interviews he did with her. And so when she talks about not ever feeling love, I was in tears. I absolutely was. And then, then I felt so happy for her that she finds Erwin Bach. And it was like,
the ending in the subtlety is quite emotional. The way the camera movements through the house they're quiet. It's almost like it's a chapel that you're entering. It's so lovely. I came to appreciate her more as an artist from this. I mean, again, we talk about how everyone asks her about the suffering and the abuse, but like there's so much backbone and so much ingenuity to her as an artist that I didn't ever really appreciate in terms of the way she found the song that became her major hit. What's Love Got to Do with It?
Oh
I had no idea. I had no idea that.
I had never heard either. Fucking,
oh my god!
Oh god, it was so awful.
Oh, it's so awful.
Buck's Fizz, right?
And I
makes
think
it her own. I had no idea that she, and so she listens to it and she's like, I can make this. And then you see her in rehearsals with her band, and she's like, no, I want you to come in here. Like she's arranging it on the fly on stage, and like she's got that vision and she's got that experience to know what works for her and what she wants.
I think that this movie barely scratches the surface of her artistic life, right? Like Loder mentions it, and why, he kind of talks a little bit about like she was uniquely positioned, that she had a voice that could really rise above and work with new recording technology. And, that's what led to the collaboration with Phil Spector. How she came to that song, what Love Got to Do with It, and what she brought to it. I think you could get a whole separate movie that's just the examination of her musical career and what she did artistically. Yeah. But yeah, this is a hell of a movie. I really, really, really was moved by it.
Well, good. Well, what's your number?
9.
I'm saying 8.
What did I say? 7.3?
7.3.
7.3.
Our number's an 8.1. Tina is on HBO starting Saturday. So please watch it and enjoy it and get all those songs stuck in your head. What song has been in your head for days now? What Tina song do you have in your head?
Private Dancer.
Oh my God.
I'm your
private dance.
private dancer.
Dance up for money. All the men come in these places.
River Deep, Mountain High. Actually, that's such an amazing production job, and the idea that it wasn't a hit, I was like, what?
I've had Proud Mary. Proud Mary's been stuck in my head.
Oh God, that version she does of Help.
Oh yeah. That was
I can't ever listen to the original again. Like that. Yeah,
and just to watch her dance, like the early years where she just comes busting out on that stage, and I'm thinking, you did 4 shows a night of that? Like, holy crap! How do you not just? It was extraordinary.
Well, think about it. In the mid '80s, she was like my age.
Yeah.
You know, like doing these huge arena shows and still as physical as ever. So, anyway. She's in amazing shape.
Yeah, no, it's a hell of a yarn. It's and told well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Instagram. No, I said that. Check out our Patreon. Same number of syllables at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We're talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier, lots of other cool stuff exclusively for our subscribers. So take a look at that. We're your dancer for money. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.